Hey guys, this is our final project. So our project is basically a kind of a game that is about converting Roman numerals to decimal numbers and vice versa. So as you can see here, this is the design of the main menu. So the title of our game is Deciroma. So kind of like an abbreviation of decimal and Roman numerals. So Deciroma. Over here we can see uh, the stats of the current player or the player that is currently logged in. Over here we can see who the rank 1 player is, so we can keep track of all those, and then the different things we can do in our program. So first we have a converter. This is not the game yet, so the converter is just basically if you want to convert a decimal to Roman numerals and vice versa. So we can try it now. So the first one, decimal to Roman numerals. So we input any decimal number. So for example 10, and it's gonna give out the corresponding Roman numeral, which is x. So we can even do it for like 123. So CXXIII, that's the Roman numeral for 123. Then we can also try the Roman numeral to decimal, which now you have to input a Roman numeral. So for example CV, I believe this is 105. Yeah, there we go. And also you can, it's not case sensitive, so if you want to do something like this, and oh wait, this does not exist. CIX, I believe this is 109, and there you go. It's not case sensitive, so you can even mix and match if you want. So XIX or something, 19, it works. And then as you can see, probably seen earlier, if you just input random stuff, it's gonna say invalid input. So that's it for the converter. It's just if you want to convert stuff, like if you don't have to go to the internet or something to check if you want to know. Then over here, we're gonna skip the game for now. Let's go over a few of these other stuff first. So in our user settings, this is where we can actually log in and manage our accounts and stuff. So if you press 5, you can see here the users that are registered in the game, in our game right now. So we have 4 players. Kurikubi, which is my current account. We have Wowers, Test, and Bang. And yeah, so a different stuff we can do is register, log in, log out, and also delete a user. So first let's log out. Let's see what happens. So if we log out, it says here logging out as Kurikubi, and then no user is gonna be signed in. So if we go back, so you can see no user is currently signed in. And if you want to go back, for example, if you want to log back in, so for example you can actually check here in the data file. This is where we save our data. So as you can see here, it's formatted as, so this is the username, their points, the password, and then if they're logged in or not. So let's try and use this this Wowers account. So Wowers is the username, and then out is the password. So let's try to log in Wowers. This is also not case sensitive because it automatically I made it so it automatically becomes uppercase. Then the password is Ryu. No, out. Actually, let's try if the password is incorrect. So something like that. It's gonna say incorrect password, and then no one's gonna be signed in. So if we try it again, and then we input another, for example, username that doesn't exist, so it says your user not found. Okay, now let's actually try to log in. So Wowers and out. Successfully logged in as Wowers, and then as you can see here, the player is Wowers. We are currently ranked 2 with a score of 1000. Okay, so what else? We can also register. So if you don't have an account, in our program yet, you can simply make one. So real len, and then our password, and real len was successfully created, and then you have to log in first. And there you go. So we're rank 5 because we're the latest player. There's 5 players in total right now. Yeah, we could also delete a user. So let's log out first, and then let's try to delete realen. Then of course you have to input the password as well, because you can't just delete other people's stuff. And it's successfully deleted. Now when we logged in as realen, it doesn't exist anymore. So also you can see here in the show existing users, realen does not exist. Okay, now let's log back into Wowers, and then let's try to play the game. Actually, let's first check the leaderboards first. The leaderboard over here, it's this. So there's a maximum of the top 10 players are the only ones to be displayed here. So if we have like 20 players, only the top 10 players will be displayed here. So it's kind of like a special incentive for them to play good. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. It's arranged based on their total points, and yeah, that's about it. Now let's try to play a game, and then let's try to take the rank 1 spot from the Kurikubi player. So now let's go to our game here. So this is the game menu. You can choose between if you want to convert a decimal number to Roman numeral or vice versa. So whatever you want, you can pick here. So I'm gonna choose the first one first. And then over here there are 3 different difficulties. So there is easy, medium, and hard. And if you want to know what are the differences between the 3, you can simply check here in difficulty info. So as you can see here, for every difficulty there's a total of 3 turns, and then you gain 10 points for easy, 50 points for medium, and then 100 points for hard. And then your loss is basically whatever you gain divided by 2. So for example, if you play on medium and you lost, or if you answered incorrectly, you're gonna lose 25 points, because 50 divided by 2 is 25. So yeah, it's the same for both the Desi to Roma and Roma to Desi. So let's first try Roman numeral, the easy mode for Desi to Roma. So as you can see here, we're just gonna find the decimal for the Roman numerals for decimal. So that's triple X and I. And as you can see, I got plus 10, but it's not gonna be updated yet. It's gonna update once the whole session is completed. So the Roman numeral for 2 is I. It's pretty easy because obviously we're in easy mode. Let's try to answer incorrectly. So let's input C or something. So as you can see here, if we answer incorrectly, it's gonna minus half of what we usually gain. Then it's also gonna display the right answer. So the right answer is X and then IX. So yeah, so now we should be gaining 10 plus 20 minus 5, so 15. So we should be at 115 when we press any key to continue. And there we go, we are 115 now. So now let's try medium. So as you can see, it's a little bit harder now. So C, L, triple X, V, double I believe, yeah. So plus 50 if you correctly input in medium. Let's see if we can answer this incorrectly. I don't know if this is allowed. Yeah, that's not allowed, so I tried to do 1 minus 100. It doesn't work like that, so it should be 10 minus 100, so it's 90, and then 1 minus 10, so it's 9, so it's 99. So anyway, it basically all the difficulty works the same. It's just that it's a little bit harder, and you gain and lose more. Also, this is not case sensitive as well, so we don't want to inconvenience the user. So whatever type of case you want, you can put here. So let's try to put here a lowercase answer. So for 100 it's like 100 minus 500, so CD. And then 80 is like 50 plus 30, something like that. And then the 3 at the end is this, so plus 50. And then we should be getting 100 minus 25, so 75. So 115 plus 75 should be 190. So as you can see here, the rank 1 here also updated because we overtook Kurikubi, which had like I think 130 if I remember. I don't know, but as you can see here, we have overtook her. So now we're the rank 1. For the Roma to Desi, same thing, but the only difference is that let's try in hard. The only difference is that you gotta convert Roman numerals instead of converting decimals. So let's try and decode this. So MC, so this is like 1,000, and then we have 100 minus 500, so like 400. We have LX, which is basically 50 plus 10, so 60. And then the last part here is 2. And there we go, we got plus 100 for this because we're hard. And then if we put a number here, an incorrect number, same thing as usual, as you can see here. There, if you answer correctly once and then you lost twice, you're not gonna get any net gain. You're gonna have a net gain of 0. So nothing changes here. And there you go, that's for the game. Let's see our leaderboards if it also updated. There we go, so we're at rank 1, hours, etc, etc. Now let's actually see if we can save the game. So obviously I always save the game automatically. So in my game function, there's a save function there that gets activated automatically every time I play a game, so that if the user accidentally exits here, the data hopefully gets saved. But just to be sure, if you really don't want to lose your data, there's also a manual save option here that you can use. So save game successfully saved, and you can even save multiple times if that's your like kink or something. And then exit game is here. Now let's actually see if the data got updated. So I'm gonna use Notepad for this one. So Notepad here, as you can see, the data got updated. So the original data was that Kurikubi was the rank 1. Now ours the rank 1 with 1090 points. It used to be 1000. So now if you run the program again, it's gonna continue where we left off. So, and there you go, that's basically how our program works. For the next segment, we will now try to explain the code, the actual code that we use for the functionality. I will be the one to explain that as well. And then for the design, the one that's gonna be explaining that is Miss Andrea Abella, which is gonna be for the last segment.